welcome to or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Charlotte and I love to talk about books. In today's video, I'm actually going to be doing a flip through of my reading journal so far for 2025. It was something that I wanted to do this year because I've always kept a personal journal, but I didn't ever start a reading journal last year, and instead of having it all digital, I really wanted a creative physical outlet for all of my bookish thoughts and photos and all those sorts of stuff. I was an art student till the age of 21, so I have always had a sketchbook, a notebook in hand. I've kind of missed having a creative physical place to go to and to be able to link the two, so my background in art and then linking my new hobby with reading now. I am honestly having such a good time filling this reading journal up. It's not the most polished reading journal. It's kind of taken on more of a scrapbook, junk journal kind of vibe, and that's probably more my vibe anyway. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to showing you where I've got to with it so far. I didn't want to do a video any sooner because it wouldn't have been very full and there wouldn't have been much to show. But because we're quite a few months into the year now and it is starting to get pretty chunky, this is how it's looking so far. And yeah, I'm just really excited. So without further ado, let's get into the flip through. So this is my reading journal. I have used the same journal from Amazon for about 2 to 3 years now. I've got two others in another drawer, and then this one is my usual work notebook. So yeah, I just love this notebook. It's a lovely, the paper's a lovely off-white colour. It's dotted as well. I don't really use notebooks that are lined. I don't like them, but I love a dotted notebook. And yeah, it's just the perfect size. I have always had a black journal, so maybe next year I'd like to have maybe a burgundy coloured one because they do a really nice burgundy red colour. And yeah, maybe next year I'll have a different colour that's not black. But yeah, this is my journal. I also have this gingham washi tape. Everything that I've got so far is from Amazon. I would love to start buying from Etsy as well. And then this little booklet is also from Amazon. It's like a little sticker notebook of like vintage kind of mushrooms and butterflies, and yeah, it's just really cute. And then I have got loads of different packets of other stickers as well. Again, these are all from Amazon, and I'll try and see if I can put the links to all of these products in the description of the video. It just came with loads of like feathers, there's mushrooms, oh that's from that booklet, and like foliage plants as well. So those are the things that I'm using at the moment to decorate it with. Let's get into it. So this first page is just the title page. I made this collage on Canva because I just love Canva so much. It's just such an amazing place to make collages like this. So most of these images are all from within Canva. I just wanted to make like a really nice kind of spread, like a title spread. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. So yeah, that's my title page. And then this next page is more of a 2025 mood board. The things that I'm hoping to do this year, the vibe, just little reminders and lovely little quotes that are kind of just nice to read. Some bits that relate to my booktube because I was hoping to start a booktube this year and I've achieved that. Me and my boyfriend are actually visiting Copenhagen at the start of April. I've added Paris, but instead of Paris, I'm hoping to go somewhere else this year. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, this is just a little fun mood board that I created for 2025. And yeah, kind of everything that I hope my 2025 will be. Then this is a 2024 wrap up to last year. So I picked out my top 10 because I didn't have a reading journal last year. I thought, well, okay, I'll add my top 10 because last year was my full year reading. I got into reading at the end of 2023. So yeah, last year was my first full year of reading. I read 30 books, and so these are the top 10 that I picked out. And then again, I just picked out my top three from this top 10. And yeah, I don't think any of those are kind of, if you know me, I don't think any of them are a surprise. This next page is a little bit messy. I'm not particularly really happy with it, but I did try and draw this and it didn't really work out. I wasn't happy with how it looked at all. Thought, oh, I really don't like it. Let's just go into Pinterest, find one and yeah, I just printed it out, stuck it in over the top of the one that I really didn't like. So I picked out one that doesn't have too many books because my reading goal for 2025 is again 30 books, because it's just a nice number for me, and it's not a number that's gonna burn me out or feel like I'm not going to achieve. So it's just a nice easy number for me again this year, and I'm basically just going to fill in the spines with the name of the books that I read and just colour them in how I want to, really. And then this next page is a series tracker. So at the top are series that I have in progress, whether I've started or finished or in the middle of. There are some of these that I have completed, like the Empyrean series, and well, the book so far anyway, and the Crimson Moth duology. I have quite a few books I need to catch up with in terms of Crowns of Nyaxia. I've only just started Daughter of No Worlds. I read that book, the first book, this month. And then at the bottom, series to start. So I actually have the first book of all of these series on my physical TBR. So the Poppy War is definitely one as a priority this year that I really want to start, because I'm just desperate to read it. And then we've got Mistborn, the Farseer trilogy, The Faithful and the Fallen, and Emily Wilde. So yeah, that's just my little series tracker page. Then this is quite possibly my favourite spread that I've done so far. I read the Belladonna trilogy last year, all 3 books, and it's honestly one of my favourite series that I've ever read. I just think it's absolutely perfect in every way possible. And I really wanted to dedicate a spread to it because I read it last year. And yeah, I'm just really, really, really happy with how this turned out. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous, and it just really gives off the vibe of all of the books. When I posted my review of Wisteria last year, Adeline commented on it, and yeah, that was very much a pinch me moment. So I definitely had to add it to the spread, because I was like, oh my god, fangirl. And then yeah, this is basically just my thoughts. I've picked out some of my favourite quotes, and the series rating overall is obviously a 5 stars. If I could rate it any more than 5 stars, I would. All of these images again are from Pinterest, little stickers from Amazon, and then I've got these 2 I've just taken from Goodreads. This is honestly one of my favourite spreads so far. I just love it. I just think it's gorgeous. Then this next one is kind of a bit inspired by Katie's reading. I am obsessed with her booktube videos and her journaling videos. So this is kind of a bit inspired by Katie's spread. So this is my favourite books of every month. So I've got a bit ahead of myself with March. I've added The Song of Achilles on there, and I'm about halfway through now, and I think I just got a bit excited and thought, yeah, this is 100% going to be my favourite March read. So this may change, because I did love Mythos by Stephen Fry. So maybe there might be 2 there, but yeah, got a bit ahead of myself. But basically the idea of this is that I'm going to fill it up as the months progress. So I'll pick out my favourite book of each month and then add it, and then I can look back at the end of the year and kind of see which my favourite book of every month was. This spread is my priority reads for 2025. So this is kind of just like a collage of all of the books that I really want to try and get round to reading this year. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid actually hasn't been published yet. Neither has The Night and the Moth, but I received that as an ARC. I've listed them down on this side, and then as I read them, I'm just highlighting them, and I can kind of see where I get to with it. I am doing quite well so far. I've read 5 books so far of this list. So let's hope I can get them all ticked off. But yeah, there's no pressure with this really. So yeah, this is my priority reads TBR spread. Then here we have my first monthly wrap up. Some people do these spreads where they pick out a TBR first and then fill it in at the end of the month. But I would say I'm quite a mood reader, and I find it really difficult picking out books at the start of the month. Maybe I might do like a hopefuls selection, but I don't really like to put pressure on myself when it comes to reading. So I do generally just add these in as I go throughout the month. So these were all of my reads from January. I reread Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm. I just love how these books get lower in ratings. So yeah, I've got my stats at the bottom. Me, my mum and my nana did go for a bookish day out. We went to visit my mum because she lives over in Wakefield. So we visited the Bradford's Waterstones. So I just kind of added in that there. because it was just absolutely beautiful. It's such a gorgeous waterstones, and I felt like I wanted to add in kind of like a little journal diary entry. And then on this side, a little page about the Empyrean series. I've got my Fourth Wing review at the top, and then just some of my favourite kind of photos from that month. So as you can see, it is a little bit messy. It's not the most polished thing, but yeah, it's busy, it's nice and busy, and I kind of like to have lots of things to look at. One thing that I really wanted to do as well was, when I picked out my favourite book of the month, I wanted to kind of dedicate a spread to that book. So this next spread is dedicated to my favourite read of January, which was Strange Sally Diamond. So I really, with this, I wanted to create a aesthetic mood board for the book. I did tag Liz in my review and she commented on it as well, so I kind of added that in because I thought it was really cool, and she said my jumper looked great in the photo, so I was like, oh my god, thank you. I'm going to be carrying this on throughout the year because I really love to make these collages. So yeah, we've got a collage for my favourite read, and then my review from Goodreads, and then I've kind of just picked out some of my favourite quotes from the book as well. Then on the next page, we've got my February reads. So these are all the books that I read in February. I took this photo for Instagram. It's like a little reading wrap-up image of all the books that I read. So I added that in because I do think it is a little bit messy here. I really didn't like my handwriting that day, so I've just covered it up with this. It was really hard when it came to picking out my favourites because obviously The Night in the Moth was 100% going to be my favourite read, but I really did enjoy When the Moon Hatched. It's one of my favourite fantasy books that I've read to date, and I really didn't want to leave that not acknowledged in this. So I've made this gorgeous collage for When the Moon Hatched. I just really wanted to make a collage to dedicate my love for this book because I just thought it was beautiful and it needed pride of place in this journal. And then I added some other little images that relate to When the Moon Hatched on the corner there as well. So I'm really happy with this, how this turned out. And then we've got my review on the other side for When the Moon Hatched. So I've just screenshot it from Goodreads and added some of my favourite quotes. I have quite a lot of favourite quotes, so it was really hard to condense that down so it could fit on this page. And then I did receive this in January, but because I read the book in February, I've just added it in here. So here is all of some of the PR bits that I received for The Night in the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I honestly still can't believe that this was sent to me. It's honestly just such an incredible feeling as a reader to receive a proof copy of like your favourite author. So I received this as like a little teaser in the post, and then this is the press release. So it's just about the book, and then a photo of me with the arc when I received it because I was just absolutely buzzing. And then this next spread is definitely one of my favourites I've done. It really is one of my favourites, and it's obviously dedicated to The Night in the Moth. So it's got my Goodreads review here, and then I've made an aesthetic collage again of how I imagine the book and what I imagined reading it. So I honestly adore how this turned out. I'm so happy with it. And yeah, if you're wondering what The Night in the Moth is going to be like when you read it and the kind of aesthetic of the book, this is what you're in for, and it's just stunning. It's such a stunning book. It's a stunning story. I love the characters, and yeah, I just really happy with how this page turned out. So again, this is like a little teaser that we got in the mail, a copy of the proof, and then favorite quote as well. So, and then a little like Luna moth at the top, some butterfly stickers, and yeah, I just love it so much. I regularly open this page just to admire it. Then here is my March reads spread. So all the books I've read so far in March. I am listening to Heroes by Stephen Fry on Audible as well at the moment, so I do need to add that in, most likely there. These are some photos from my Instagram, and then we've got some Greek mythology images around the side because this is the month I rediscovered my interest for Greek mythology. It's not filled in yet because we're not at the end of the month, so I'll be adding my stats and then just like talking about the books I've read on this side. Then here is just a spread to Mythos by Stephen Fry because it's my proper introduction to Greek mythology, and I just really wanted to get everything I visualized into a collage because I just think Greek mythology, sculptures, everything to do with ancient Greek is just absolutely beautiful. And I just really wanted to take all of that and get it into a collage. Everything I envisioned whilst reading it, and I'm really happy with how this turned out as well. And then on this side is just my Goodreads review, and then some screenshots of like annotations I did in the book and some thoughts. Here is a spread for Greek mythology, just to put a stamp on my journey with starting Greek mythology. This was made on Canva. I actually used this frame in one of my recent YouTube videos, so you might recognize this. I just wanted a title page to introduce my journey, and then on this page, a travel spread. I am desperate to visit Athens. I really want to visit Athens, so hopefully that might be happening this year. Got my fingers crossed. If not, definitely next year. I just made a collage here, and then this is a map I've taken from Pinterest. Everywhere you can visit in Athens, and then I've just taken out a image of Zeus's temple, Hephaestus's temple, and then the like open auditorium. And then this next page is a spread for the Crimson Moth duology, because this month I've read The Rebel Witch and this completes this duology now. So I really wanted to have a spread for this and get all of my thoughts out. We've got ratings for the books. Kristen actually commented on 2 of my Instagram photos. So again, I had to have that added in, some like images that relate to the aesthetic of the book, and then all of my thoughts and feelings about it. And yeah, I just think it's really pretty, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it's gorgeous, and I just love this duology so much. It's one of my favourite duologies that I have read. This page is blank because I'm going to be dedicating this to Song of Achilles. And then on this page, I have printed out all of the new releases that I'm looking forward to this year. It's mainly fantasy and Greek mythology. These 2 top ones are paperback releases. I've pre-ordered the special edition of Night in the Moth from Waterstones as well. And I did add a Fate Forged in Fire, but I have just won a proof arc giveaway for that on Instagram, and I can't believe it, and I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm actually going to receive this and be able to read it before the publication date, which is so cool. So I'm going to be doing a spread of new releases and then talk about those. And then this next page, a travel spread, because me and my boyfriend are going to Copenhagen at the start of April. I've made a little aesthetic collage for Copenhagen, and I'll probably add that there. And then on this side, I will most likely add my thoughts and what we did and photos and stuff like that from the actual trip. That's where I've got to so far in my journal. I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. I love my spreads that I've done, and to have something physical that's not digital, because yeah, I've really missed having a sketchbook kind of scrapbook thing to go to, and it's just really fun. It's so fun to fill in, and it's really nice to kind of look back on as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been really fun to show you all something different. Hopefully, if you don't have a reading journal, to inspire you to start one as well, because if anything, it's just fun and it's just nice to have something physical and to kind of be creative with as well. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon or evening wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video.